People continue to discuss about what BlackRock purchased, which includes Bitcoin worth $6 billion and a variety of new exchange-traded funds. ETFs. What did they purchase? Approximately 1% of the total stock. Individuals who do not hold exchange-traded funds. ETFs make up 99% of the supply and 99% of the individuals who have profited from it. You're correct, in spite of the fact that there are 100 times as many. If Bitcoin has increased by 10,000 per coin on account of this event, then it is a gain of 99%, right? According to this, the market value of Bitcoin has increased by $200 billion, and 99% of that money has been distributed to those who do not even hold the exchange-traded fund. ETF, right? It is accelerating the utilization of the system by institutions and making it simpler for all other participants in the ecosystem to carry out their desires. The movie that we are going to watch today is an in-depth exploration of the world of Bitcoin and how its value surged. When the time comes, Michael discusses his thoughts on Bitcoin, the ways in which BlackRock's engagement has altered the situation, and the reasons why he believes that Bitcoin exchange-traded funds are so significant. Please, everyone, wait just a moment. You have arrived to Bitcoinzella, a place where you can get daily news and information on cryptocurrencies. Good morning, and welcome to Bitcoinzella. At our company, we strive to simplify things. When it comes to Bitcoinzella, the material is not only entertaining but also easy to comprehend. For the purpose of providing you with helpful information via email, our specialists stay abreast of the most recent news. I beg you, do not pass up this opportunity. Take advantage of the new advantage by becoming one of the 10,000 people who have already signed up for Bitcoinzella. Do so right now. It is necessary for the exchange-traded fund, TF, to purchase all 500 equities in proportion if I give it hundreds of billions of dollars and buy the S&P ETF. In light of this, it is imperative that it acquire Tesla, Apple, Google, and Meta at any necessary cost. They are not concerned with the cost, even if it means that they are spending an excessive amount. By purchasing it at any price, they are able to increase the amount of equity that is created since they push businesses to distribute more stocks. Undoubtedly, this makes perfect sense. Individuals who are employed by the company and have stock options in the event that the price of their stock doubles are required to sell their shares. They make a proposal to sell stock. Whenever they sell the stock option, you sell a greater quantity of shares. It is the price that determines the quantity. When it comes to quantity and pricing, there is a degree of elasticity. The situation is exactly the same with regard to the items. Both bond funds and REITs, also known as real estate investment trusts, operate in the same manner. The more money that is invested in those other kinds of assets, the more of those assets become available to be used. It is not difficult to locate them. Because Bitcoin is a unique cryptocurrency, investing in a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, ETF, will not result in the creation of additional Bitcoin. At the moment, we have 900 Bitcoins available per day. Every day, beginning on April 16th and continuing through April 18th of this year, it will decline to 450 Bitcoin. This is going to be the halving, but it is going to be the most significant halving in the history of Bitcoin. This is because someone is going to enter the market and say, I'm going to buy $8.5 billion worth of Bitcoin every year for the next 4 years. This is happening. In a word, yes. Would you agree that this is the effect on demand? At the current pricing, it costs $8.5 billion, $23 million each and every day only to maintain it. That is a really significant amount, as you can see. Additionally, it is a significant shift in demand and supply during a year in which exchange-traded funds, ETFs, have caused demand to be 4 to 10 times higher than daily supply. As soon as institutional capital is brought in, quantity is reduced by 50%. What went wrong with these exchange-traded funds, by the way? First, let's take a look at what took place. The government's endorsement of exchange-traded funds, ETFs, was a pretty strong indication that they agreed with Bitcoin as an asset class. Last but not least, there is no longer a consensus among those who advocate for the prohibition of Bitcoin or the prohibition of Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs, because of this, People all around the world switch their perspective from maybe it's too good to be true to it's real. It is possible that it will be prohibited. In the end, it might not be prohibited at all. The fact that such exchange-traded funds, ETFs, were approved makes it irrelevant who wins the 24 elections. In light of this, it is clear that the president is unable to make any decisions regarding Bitcoin. It is no longer up to the person who will succeed the current chairman of the SEC. Currently, the majority of governments all over the world do not have control over it. For all intents and purposes, we allowed Pandora's box to be opened across the Rubicon. At this juncture, it is perfectly obvious. Previous to then, it was not evident either. That is a really significant piece of evidence that clarifies the law. Despite the fact that the month of February is about to come to a conclusion, the price of Bitcoin is currently at a crossroads. Is it sufficient? Over the course of the past 2 weeks, the most prominent cryptocurrency has become less popular in Poland. Nonetheless, its value has not decreased from more than $50,000. Some individuals continue to hold out hope that greater levels will be attacked, but it appears that reality is beginning to catch up with their hopes. This is because the purchasing pressure is not able to prevent some people from wanting to sell. Over the next few days, it is almost certain that the status quo will be maintained. One of the most well-known sources of instability, the monthly candle close, will be incorporated into the compilation of the macroeconomic data for the United States. On its own, the macro environment is a potentially hazardous environment. As a result of the unexpected increase in inflation that occurred not too long ago, it is now unknown what actions the Federal Reserve will take next, and when the benchmark interest rate for risk assets will be cut. Since Bitcoin operates in such a way that the next halving is becoming closer and closer, the time is of utmost significance for the cryptocurrency. It would appear that the beginning of the exchange-traded funds, ETFs, went very well. This is the most advantageous type of asset to include in an exchange-traded fund. TF. Without a shadow of a doubt, it is the most valuable treasure in the entire planet. A name that is the most well-known. Every single person is aware of it. Given the principles of thermodynamics, it is actually the most advantageous investment. The outcome is the best in the annals of history. Another thing to consider is that it does not carry all of the dangers that are associated with a bond or a firm. This does not pose any danger to the credit. This indicates that there is no danger associated with the company's execution. I am aware of this, and there is no possibility that the value of the currency will decrease. In addition to this, it does not involve the genuine dangers that are associated with real estate. It is impossible for lightning to strike it. The storm is not going to happen. It does not experience degradation as a result of maintenance. It is not in jeopardy with regard to property taxes. Do you agree that it does not provide a political risk? Take into consideration the inquiry. You need to purchase some land in Africa now that you have $1 billion in your savings account.